Today our topic is classification of fungi. Actually, first of all, I want to tell you about the fungi. The fungi are the saprophytic and parasitic eukaryotic organism. You must focus on the word eukaryotic microorganism. They are eukaryotic, okay? And yeah, they are classified mainly in two, like they are firstly mold and second yeast. Maybe fungi is, yeah, maybe it will mold, or maybe it will be a yeast. Okay, now I want to tell you about its structure. So it has a germ tube like structure. It is a spatial structure which fungi contain, and we call it hyphae. Okay, and hyphae are of two types: non-septate and septate. The septate the septate hyphae are those hyphae which have the cross walls which divide the fungus into separate boxes. It has a special box like structure. Okay, and non-septate which do not divide. Okay, and one more thing is there about the fungus. It doesn't have the chlorophyll. Now, what are the importance of fungi in our personal life? Like, we can take enzymes from it, vitamins, antibiotics, some organic acids, alcohol. We can make alcohol from the help by the help of fungi, and we can make esters. Okay, now I want to tell you about I want to tell more about the hyphae. Actually, hyphae are of two types. Actually, they are non-septate and non-septate. After that, they are vegetative and aerial. Okay, so vegetatives are those fungus which grow under the surface of agar. Okay, when we make it laboratory, when we give when we grow the fungi in laboratory, on that time we take an agar. Okay, and what is that agar? This is a saprodextrose agar which contain the glucose and beef extract. Okay, this is a culture media for fungus. Okay, so vegetative hyphae grow under the agar, and the aerial hyphae grow above the surface. By this we can differentiate. Okay, yeah, next is I want to tell, actually this is all, and there is nothing to more to know about the fungus. First, now I want to tell you about the classification of fungus. Main classification, this is the small classification. We can divide it by the structure, by some these things, but now I am going to tell you about the classification by its phylum. Okay, so the fungus, it is a kingdom. Okay, now it divides into main four phylum. First phylum is Chytridiomycota, second Zygomycota, third Ascomycota, and fourth Basidiomycota. These four are main phylum of fungus. Okay, now I am going to tell you these phylums in detail. Let's start from the Chytridiomycota. Actually, Chytridiomycota is Chytridiomycota. It is a phylum, and the Chytridion. The meaning of Chytridion is the little pot. Okay. Next, Myxomycophyta of the kingdom fungi, means the kingdom of this Chytridiomycota is Myxomycota. Fungi is something, but the main we know the name as well. Okay. Now, Chytridiomycota include all the protista. Okay, next is chytrids is attached by rhizoids. Means the chytrids, which are the little pores in the fungi, these attach by the help of rhizoid. Okay, next is it has a erect trunk. Okay, next life cycle can be changed from haploid to diploid. Okay, yeah, haploid means single life and diploid means double life. Yeah. Uh, Next, I will tell you about the haploid and diploid detail detail of these two words, but not right now. I will tell you after some time. Next is gametegia. Okay, so it has gametesia. Gametesia means the flagellate gametes are released and merge to zygote. Means they release the gamete and they form the zygote. Next, gamete attached by phenom pheromones. So the pheromones is the chemical by which gametes attach to the fungi to attach to something else. Okay, um, Saprobic means which degrades chitin and keratin. Actually it has some structure, some chemical like things in which degrade the chitin and keratin. Okay, next, Batrachomytridium dendrobatidis. This is the species of this phylum which is responsible for chytridiomycosis. Chytridiomycosis is a disease of amphibian. Okay, so this is all about the Chytridiomycota phylum. Okay, next I am going to tell you about the Zygomycota. That what are the specialties of the Zygomycota? Yeah, okay. Now, zygomycota. So, zygomycota are the spherical spores during sexual reproduction. Means the it release when they do sexual reproduction. On that time the spore release, and those spores are of spherical in shape. Okay, next, what is the habitat of the zygomycota? So it mainly lives in the soil and decayed plant or animal material. Now, parasite of insects, plants, and small animals. Means the zygomycota mainly are the parasites of insects, plants, and small animals. Now, hyphae may be colonitic. Septa only where gametes form. Means the gametes are only formed in septa. Okay, and I told you about the septa. What is the septa? Septa means the hyphae which has a septate or non-septate. So the septate means which divide by the cross walls. Now next is rhizopus, black bread mold. Means the it has some species which is the rhizopus, and when you see your bread, when your bread become black color, on the time rhizopus grow on the bread, and it look like black bread mold. Next, bulbous black sporangia means it release the sporangia which is of black color, and bulbous means at top it will show some bulb like structure. Now next is, yes, it contains hundred of haploid cells. Firstly, let me tell you about the what is haploid and what is diploid. Haploids are which have only one chromosome, and diploid means have two chromosomes, sets of chromosome. And the haploids are mainly formed from the meiosis, the process of meiosis, and diploid are formed from the process of mitosis. Okay, so this is the main difference of haploid spores and diploid spores. Okay, so zygomycota contain hundred of haploid, and the example of it: mucor, rhizopus, acididia, phylobus. These are some examples of it. Okay, Ascomycota. Exomycota are the sac fungi. Okay, means the fungus which have the sac-like structure. Means it has a something covering like structure. Next, large phylum of fungi over 64,000 sources. Means it has much more species. It has a very large amount of species. 64,000 sources means a species. It's not sources. It is species. Okay. Now next is non-motile spores. The spores which contain the Ascomycota, those are non-motile in nature. Okay. Next, not have the sexual cycle means it doesn't grow by sexually. It grow asexually. Okay. Yeah, means there is only need of one fungi. There is no need of male fungi. Okay. Next, asexual reproduction by conidia. Okay, so there is the spore and the species which is responsible for the reproduction, that is conidia. Next, it has yeast and mold, both structure it contain. In yeast we can say candida, and in mold we can say blastomyces. Okay, there are more. Okay, but these are the main: candida and blastomyces. Next is, it is heterotrophic organism. Heterotrophic organism means which eat the plant or which eat the animals. Okay, now it include foods, dead matter, and symbiotics. Means here it can include the food and dead matter. Means where they live. Now next, secrete powerful digestive enzyme. Means it is secreted an enzyme. I don't know the name, and I also not mentioned here, but I will tell you. Many species live on dead plants such as leaves, twigs, and logs. Means the species where the leaves, where the what is the habitat for it? They lives in the leaves, Twins means the leaves which is have the two leaves together, or logs. Now, Candida species cause candidate, candidiasis, we can say. Preparation of bread, alcohol, beverage, and cheese. And next is where the Ascomycota helpful. What are the importance? What are the uses of it? So Ascomycota we can use where if we are making bread, if we are making any alcohol, if we are making any beverage, on the time Ascomycota is very useful for the process of the formation of these things. Last phylum is Basidiomycota. So Basidiomycota includes all the mushroom, jellyfish, burns, rust, puffball, stinghorns, bracket fungi, earth stars. So there are much more species and the types of species which includes in the Basidiomycota. Now Basidiomycota are mainly club shaped end cell, means the end of the cell it is look like a club shape. Okay, next Basidiomycota reproduce sexually or asexually, means Basidiomycota can reproduce by asexual manner and sexual method both, means it may either only one fungi may be responsible or both fungi may be responsible. Next, Basidiomycota are cryptosis and mushrooms. Thank you.